juices, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Ice cream, jerk chicken, roast fish and corn, over them you gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. Have you ever experienced a bad workmanship? Someone who work at your house and you're not satisfied, but you can't find good help? Well, look no further. Quicklink Construction is a licensed general construction company that's fully insured for the 5 boroughs and the Westchester. A one-stop construction company that will cater to your needs. Experience is what counts in this business, and we have the experience for more than 35 years. So if you need a paint job, call us. If the roof is talking to you, call us. If your garage won't open, call us. If you need a new paint job, call us. If you try to do the work yourself and your wife won't talk to you, call us. 914-665-0106. Quicklink Construction. No job too big, no job too small. Just call us. 914-665-0106. 914-665-0106. We have the experience. Quicklink Construction.
Are you struggling with weight loss? We have the solution. The Gut Buster package.
It's like I couldn't come up my step without like holding on and, breathing short. Mm-hmm. And then some of my clothes, I couldn't wear them for a good time.
So you was overweight, you had no energy?
Overweight.
Gut Busters.
I gave my son some. Mm-hmm. He was losing his belly too. Mm-mm. And I mean, this gentleman, if you ever see his belly, he has no more tummy. I have none.
So your tummy's gone too?
My God.
Go, mommy. Go, mommy.
The Gut Busters. To get the Gut Buster package, 917-533-2576. 917-533-2576. Log on to www.yonniemarket.com. That's YONNIEMARKET.com.
CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Dine-in or takeout available. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. We're open Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. Sundays, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. On Fridays and Saturdays, our seafood weekend starts from 11 o'clock. Check out our extensive breakfast and lunch menu. For breakfast, we have ackee and saltfish, corned beef and cabbage, callaloo and saltfish, corned beef and macaroni, liver or kidney, curry chicken back, brown stew chicken back, cook up saltfish, salt mackerel. Also check out our lunch specials: oxtail, cow foot, stew pork, tripe and beans, stew peas, jerk pork, jerk chicken, fried chicken, stew chicken, barbecue ribs, curry chicken, curry goats, pepper steak, escovitch fish, brown stew fish, and roast fish, jerk pork with bread, jerk chicken with bread. Plus, we have catering services available. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. We also have delivery services with Uber and DoorDash. Check us out on Instagram at CB_Jerk Center. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York.
Records presents the newly released tribute album from Keith Cole entitled Rock With Me.
Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Rock.
It's 13 tracks, including the astute cover of Delroy Wilson's Who Cares?
Who cares? Who is right or wrong? Right.
Keith Cole also sings homage to Jabi Bunny Wailer.
How does it feel to have been on the ballroom floor?
This newly released 13-track tribute album is readily available in record stores and on all digital platforms. It's the brand new album Rock With Me from Keith Cole. Pick up a copy today and help play tribute to these icons in reggae music.
Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby.
Yeah.
Rock.
Honey, I just get a call from Mama again. She told me she haven't received the barrel as yet. Which shipping company do you use to send it off?
Last year, no. I want to do now.
say, honey, you know you drink too much. I bet if your mother you'd use the right company.
Simpson Shipping Enterprise. Weekly sailing to all destinations. In Jamaica, they go to Kingston and Montego Bay. Also ship to Europe and South America, East Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. We offer door-to-door service to Jamaica, Guyana, and England. Simpson Shipping Enterprise, 17 Mount Vernon Avenue, New York. Telephone 914-663-9216 or 914-663-9218.
Yeah, go on like a mama. You feel me, mama? I remember telling something. You used to Simpson Shipping? Then go Jamaica, Kingston, and Montego Bay, all over the Caribbean Island.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one. The best music for your listening pleasure.
I don't know what Junex I represent for Linkage Radio. 104.5 FM.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, in association with the Cargill Community Project, presents our annual Customer and Community Appreciation Day 2023 to be held at Cooler Runnings Restaurant, 1802 Nerid Avenue in the Bronx, from 12 p.m. until 7 p.m. with live broadcast on Future FM Radio 98.9 FM, music by DJ Ray Ray.
Live performances by Imani Tyson, Minister Andrea Derrett, Ras Bones, J Bez. Also 3 bands, Island Steel, Soul Jam, and Jenna Roots. Hosted by the dynamic duo, Patrick Tyson and yours truly, Lady D, Denise Gomez.
This event is powered by Future FM Radio 98.9 FM, Gospel Showcase Radio NYC, and Inside the Zone with Lady D.
Sponsored by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, Cargill Community Project,
Bronxwood International Church of God, Dirty Gloves, CJ Robbins Real Estate, Irie Dale,
and Chefy 2 Restaurant. Bring the family. It's Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant and Cargill Community Project Annual Customer and Community Appreciation Day on Saturday, June 10 from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Make it a date and you better not be late.
See you there.
Thursday, 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 Thursday. I'm looking for Thursday. I'm trying to find Thursday. And I'm sure Thursday is around somewhere. So let me do that again. Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. Sounds more like it. Yep, yep, yep. Thursday, and I'm so excited to be back to bring you informative and entertaining features. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, somebody. Good evening to one person, several people. Where are you? How are you? I'm looking forward to talking with you this evening. You know, I'm sure you're tuning in your motor cars, or you're perhaps still at work in your offices. Let me adjust myself here. Yeah. Or perhaps you're in a beauty salon getting yourself all shaped up, shaved up, styled up, that good kind of stuff, you know. Or you're perhaps in a hospital. You're hospitalized, or if not, you're a staff working hard to take care of someone who needs to be cared for. You're in a deli, you're rushing to get your sandwich, some kind of sandwich with meat. You're also in a restaurant somewhere, or you're home tuning in, doing what you're doing while you're tuning in, listening to me. I'd like to say I appreciate you, because if it weren't for you, I'd be here on my own, talking to myself with the hope that I wouldn't be responding to myself. Oh dear. That really would have been something, wouldn't it? I think so, I think so. And so I'd like to welcome everyone this evening to the show. I'm your producer and presenter, Lady D. Denise Gomez. That's my name. Welcome to another edition of Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. I'm broadcasting this evening on Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. Touch FM Radio 90.1, CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, and Inside the Zone on the YouTube channel. Hello, everybody. This evening's featured program is Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Man, do I love to connect with you. Center Stage is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. I just love saying that because they're in my corner, you know? And I just can't pretend like I don't need a sponsor. I need a sponsor every day. If you'd like to sponsor the show, you may contact me inside the zone nyc@gmail.com. I'd love to hear what you have to offer and how I can help. Inside the Zone, that's ITZ, is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities: family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, wealth management, life and health insurance, real estate, and food insecurity on Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Where am I? I'm on Linkage Radio. It's the fourth Thursday feature of the show, but I got a twist. Inspirational Zone is coming up. We get our praise on with great gospel music, followed by News Zone, a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. And in Music Zone this evening, it should have been my Calypso Music Thursday, but you know what? In honor of my girl Tina, it's of course my Tina Turner Music Thursday. In What's Inside the Zone Child Month feature, investigators in Guyana say they believe a fire that killed 19, mostly girls, who were trapped inside a government school dormitory was deliberately set by a student who was upset that her mobile phone had been confiscated. We'll talk about that briefly. At the top of the hour, of course, I have my Tina Turner special. We look at her life and her music. At 7:30, it's Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. This evening, Shanika Sadler, BSN RN CEO, Program Director of the Boss Up Your Summer Youth and Entrepreneurship Program. She'll be talking with me. Yeah, she's aspiring for greatness. I mean, she's already doing all kinds of stuff. So I'd just like to acknowledge the fact that I do have some interesting people that I have been interviewing. Wouldn't you agree? You better agree, or else you and I are in trouble. No, I'm not going to beat you up. But on a Thursday, we get our praise on with great gospel music. Did you get a chance to pray this morning, this afternoon, even now? Have you said, Lord, have mercy upon me, cover me throughout the day? Just place a covering over yourself. When I'm walking, I'm praying, in the mornings, I'm praying. If I don't go walking, jogging, then I'm praying. Because I can't do without the presence of God. So I hope you feel the same way. You just get up and go and just feel like you got it going on. I'd suggest that you rethink that. Rethink it. 24 minutes after 6 o'clock, it's Linkage Radio. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. I'd love to talk with you this evening, wherever you are. You're here in the United States. You are out of the country, internationally. I welcome you to call me. Okay? And spread the word to my YouTubers. It's a pleasure having you. As always, don't forget to share the link with someone and let them know the show is on. Inside the Zone with Lady D on the YouTube channel. That's what I'm talking about. So good evening, everybody. I want to get my praise on. I'd like you to join me so we can do it together. Together.
Now we're taking you to the Caribbean. Are you ready? Somebody declare the mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy of the Lord. Mercy of the Lord. I drink from the fountain of mercy. I soar on the wings of your grace. I walk through the doors of great favor. Your mercy is speaking for me. I drink from the fountain of mercy. I soar on the wings of your grace. I walk through the doors of great favor. Everywhere I go, everywhere I turn, favor is all around. Favor, 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 favor. Everything I touch, everything I touch. Mercy is speaking for me. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, everywhere I turn, everywhere I turn. Favor is all around. Everything I do, my hands are blessed. Everything I touch, mercy is speaking for me.
Yes, Inspirational Zone. That's what I'm talking about. I hope you were dancing. I hope you were turning. I hope you were seeking favor. Hello, everyone. Good evening. That's a wrap for Inspirational Zone this evening. It's 6:30 p.m. right here on Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station, 24/7, 365 days for the year. Count, count on the fingers, count on the toes, beat your chest. All you can do to get to 365, you ensure that you do it. Good evening, everyone. To my YouTubers and those of you on radio, it's a pleasure having you. I just love being here. I am in my element. This is where I shine. This is where I love to be. So, hello. And good evening to you. As always, on Thursdays, I bring you News Zone, a delayed broadcast, or rather a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. It's brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, May 24, 2023. Jamaica's economy continues its strong growth path with an estimated increase of between 4 and 5.5% for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ is also estimating that for the January to March 2023 quarter, there was growth in the range of 3.5 to 4.5%. This is a faster growth rate than the 3.8% recorded for the preceding October to December 2022 quarter. BOJ Governor Richard Biles says there are also signs that the economy continues to expand for the April to June 2023 quarter. For the 2023-2024 fiscal year, gross domestic product GDP growth is projected in the range of 1 to 3%.
The bank expects that this growth for the year will be largely driven by the resumption of production at the Jamaica Alumina plant, supported by some improvement in agriculture and manufacturing production.
Mr. Biles gave the update during the BOJ's semi-virtual media briefing on Monday. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has declined his salary increase under the new public sector compensation regime. Under the compensation review exercise, the Prime Minister's salary was set to move to $22.3 million, effective April 1, 2022, then $25.2 million April 1, 2023, and $28.5 million April 1, 2024. But during a press conference on Monday, Mr. Holness announced that his salary would remain at its current level of $9.16 million.
I have directed the Transformation Implementation Unit to remove the Prime Minister's compensation from the new salary scale. The Prime Minister's compensation will therefore remain at its previous levels. To be clear, no retroactive payments will apply to the Prime Minister's pay.
The Prime Minister reiterated that the compensation system was objective, logical, and designed to attract the best talent to public service. He, however, acknowledged public sentiments for the political directorates to show solidarity with the suffering of those in low economic circumstances.
There are those who genuinely feel that, politicians have a higher moral duty to act in concert and solidarity with those who are suffering. I am particularly moved by that argument.
Meanwhile, government is set to implement several accountability measures for the political directorate. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says written job descriptions for members of parliament and ministers are already in place. These were reportedly done in 2021 and are to be tabled in parliament shortly for the public to see what they entail. He adds that a code of ethics to govern the conduct and duties of MPs was developed late last year by the Ministries of Justice and Legal and Constitutional Affairs. The Prime Minister says financial penalties are also to be instituted for unexcused absences from sittings of Parliament and committee meetings.
So MPs are getting more pay. If they don't turn up, their pay will be docked. That will be implemented right away. The next phase is the productivity phase, which involves a new performance-based system and an accountability system.
And Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, is encouraging Jamaicans not to see the public sector compensation review and increase to the political directorate in isolation, but as part of a broader move to overhaul the public service. Speaking earlier today at the post-cabinet press briefing, Minister Clark reiterated that the nature of the compensation allowed for persons to receive a minimum level of net increase. To accommodate that, some persons had to be moved way up on the scale.
So if we had set it at levels that you're suggesting, there would be the case of a permanent secretary getting more than a minister. And again, one, we're sticking to the exact framework that's been in place for 37 years. And two, from a practical point of view, because of detailed mechanics that I probably wouldn't want to sort of expose individual sort of compensation, in order we'll set it at a level that ensures that that principle is upheld.
Referencing the Ernst & Young assessment of public sector compensation, Dr. Clark said hundreds of jobs were scored or evaluated using a common evaluation framework. These were then benchmarked against jobs in the private sector in a very scientific way.
We then looked at what the government could afford, i.e. benchmarking to market meant we couldn't afford to go benchmark directly to market, but benchmark to a particular quartile of the market. All jobs are benchmarked in that way.
In other news, 2 more units have been handed over under government's new social housing program, NSHP. The latest units were presented to residents in Sligoville and Crawle District, St. Catherine recently. While handing over the homes, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reflected that the program had provided much-needed relief and support to families in need, giving them a chance to rebuild their lives and create a better future for themselves and their children.
It is quite clear that this government, your government, focuses heavily on ensuring that the need
All right, the news will resume in a few minutes. It is now 6:38 p.m.
vulnerable among us, that there is equity in ensuring that they get attention.
So far, the government has handed over 146 NSHP units. A census will be conducted to get a better understanding of the housing needs for indigent persons, and production is to be fast-tracked to meet the 6,000 demand currently estimated. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expressing pleasure with the public support in various civic groups that put work into this year's Labor Day activities. JIS News caught up with the Prime Minister as he participated in the Labor Day work at one of the locations in his southwest St. Andrew constituency yesterday. There, residents from the Olympic Gardens community turned out in their numbers to upgrade the waiting area of the health center, paint pedestrian crossings, and clear the community of bulky waste.
It's a big turnout. I'm very pleased. A lot of the residents have come out. As usual, as is the case, those who are not actively participating in the improvements are giving support and others are helping with food and refreshment.
Residents also came out to support work in the South St. Andrew constituency of opposition leader Mark Golding. Mr. Golding joined the volunteers who showed up to carry out bushing and cleaning along roadways, as well as the clearing of debris from Unity Park and Frank Spalding Park. Among the projects was a facelift for the St. Simon's Basic School. The home of an elderly man on Collie Smith Drive also got a facelift, while construction on a new entrance to the Trenchtown Polytechnic College received well-needed aid.
In this community, people are accustomed to participating in Labor Day, and there's a tradition of it. So, yes, we've had good support from the people in the community on the various projects that have been going on. So I'm quite pleased with that.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
That was a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you. It's my time to be with you on a Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Don't forget, I'm broadcasting on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, Touch FM Radio 90.1, and Inside the Zone YouTube channel, your hub station. Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. Don't forget to log on to linkageradio.com. There you can just delve into multiple platforms. Tune in. What is the other one that I have on my phone, which is called, let me let you know that I have one too. It's called Fastcast, the digit 4 lowercase u. All right, so don't forget that I am very much here doing great things. Okay, all right. So I want to say good evening to you, and you. Would you like to get some music? Or rather, let me get into this feature very quickly, because at 7 o'clock, I do have my special feature on Tina Turner. She passed away yesterday, and so I have my feature for that. And then at 7:30, I'll be having a conversation in Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Shanika Sadler, BSN RN and CEO. And so we'll be talking to her. She is busy working on a Boss Up Your Summer Youth Entrepreneurship program. So if you have young people and you want them to get involved, please let them come around and sit down with you, watch or listen, whichever you prefer, so that when Shanika comes on at 7:30 p.m., you're ready to take all the information. It will benefit them. Believe you me. Now, let me jump into my feature for Child Month. A few days ago, while I was doing my jog walk, I passed some students at the bus stop. And they were about 5 of them. And everybody had their phones out. But while they had their phones out, their heads were bent and they were there just in the phone, not talking to each other or anything. They were just in the phone. And I said to myself, look at that now, because when I was growing up, we couldn't wait to meet each other at the bus stop as we waited for our buses taking us to different areas for school. And so I said, oh man, look at that. And it dawned on me that with the use of the cell phone, we take it so personal. It becomes a part of us. If we happen to leave home without our phones, we are pulling our hair. We feel as though life is passing us by. Our heads are constantly bent. Eventually, we're going to have some problems with our spine or something. But until then, we are bent. We're crouched over, reading all of what's going on, for information and seeing who is doing what. And we know what social media comes with. And so I posted it on social media, and people are engaged. They are making their comments and all that. Then also I saw a headline had popped up in my Newsbreak app that I have on my phone, and When I read the news, I'm like, what a disturbing thing. And again, it was over a cell phone. Remember on Monday, as I read the news, I also read that a little boy saved a bus driver and other students in the school bus because the bus driver passed out. But the little boy was the only one who was not with a cell phone because he doesn't have one. So he pays attention. He watches the driver. He knows what he turns on. He looks at where about the brake. All of those things, attention to detail. So here is another headline that gripped me because this one impacted me so much. And I read it, and then there's a gentleman who I spoke to recently who also sent me this same headline. I had to say to him, I saw it. And it says, Guyana girls' dorm fire that killed 19 was deliberately set by student. And that's what the officials are saying. The headline reads, investigators in Guyana say they believe a fire that killed 19, mostly girls, who were trapped inside a government school dormitory was deliberately set by a student who was upset that her mobile phone had been confiscated. And this is out of Georgetown in Guyana. Investigators in Guyana believe a fire that killed 19, mostly girls, trapped in a school dormitory was deliberately set by a student who was upset that her mobile phone was confiscated. The suspect in the fire late Sunday, who is among several injured people, had been disciplined by the dorm administrator for having an affair with an older man, National Security Advisor Gerald Guevia said. The student allegedly threatened to torch the dorm and later set a fire in a bathroom area. The fire raced through the wood, concrete, and iron-grilled building after it had been locked for the night by the dorm administrator or house mother to prevent the girls from sneaking out. The girl, who is about 14, was burned in the fire and is in a hospital in the area. She is expected to be released from the hospital this week and held in juvenile detention until she is an adult, said Leslie Ramsamy, an advisor to the health ministry. Quote, she did this out of love for them. She felt she was forced to do so because many of them leave the building at night to socialize. End quote. Guevia told the Associated Press, this is a very sad situation, but the state is going to work with students and the families to provide all the support they need. All but one of the victims were indigenous girls aged 12 to 18 from remote villages served by the boarding school in Mahdia, a mining community near the Brazil border. The remaining victim was the 5-year-old son of the house mother. Many of the victims were trapped as the building burned, though firefighters were able to rescue people by breaking holes through one of the walls. And I quote, the house mother was asleep at the time inside the building, but panicked and could not find the right keys to unlock the building from inside, but she made it out. She also lost her 5-year-old child in the fire. Many of the 9 people hospitalized are in serious condition. Police were expected to charge the man who had the relationship with the student with statutory rape because she was under 16. Guyana's government has accepted offers from the U.S. to send forensic and other expert teams to help with the investigation, Guevara said. The government was also sending specialists in DNA identification to help identify remains of 13 of the 19 victims who died at the scene. Leaders from all over the world have been offering to help us at this time. They were calling and messaging President Ali Irfan while he was on the ground in Mahdia on Monday. Medea is a gold and diamond mining town about 200 miles from the capital, Georgetown. Deputy Fire Chief Dwayne Scotland told the Associated Press that more lives could have been saved if the service had been informed of the blaze sooner. When firefighters arrived, local residents were unsuccessfully struggling to douse the blaze and evacuate people, he said. The building was well engulfed. This week's dormitory fire outranked what had been the country's deadliest fire in recent times, when 17 inmates were killed at the main Georgetown prison in 2016. Angry over trial delays and overcrowding, some inmates set fire to the building, built to house 500 but containing 1,100, resulting in the deaths of the 17 and severe injuries to about a dozen others. Now I'd like to share this headline with you because it tells me, as it ought to tell you, that there are people, and in this case it's a 14-year-old, who will take something so personal, so serious as a cell phone to create mayhem, chaos, and fatalities. And it's a very, very unfortunate and sad thing. Now, as the article states, it's alleged she's having a relationship with an older man. She's 14. They didn't say how much older, but he's older than her. And here it is that she chose to do something like this and have in this process murdered other people, murdered her own schoolmates out of rage over her cell phone being taken from her. Now, I'm saying that many of us own a device. We have even multiple. I can be on my laptop. I can be working on my laptop. I have my phone next to me. I'm watching something at the same time, because that's how I roll, you know. I can watch 3 things at the same time, and I know everything that's going on at one time. And if you pass before my device, like the TV, I will say to my auntie, "You're blocking me," or something, because I react. But I've never seen myself having to lose my phone, because I've left my phone before in a cab once. And I say, all right, so if he finds the phone, hopefully he'll take it back to me, because I know him, he knows me. But I didn't get bent over shape overnight. The phone is where it is. It's important for me to have it, but I'm not going to get bent out of shape. And so it tells you that it affects us mentally. We have a mental breakdown over the loss or confiscation of a phone, to the point where you set a fire. That's a very dark place to go, to set a fire and cause other people to perish in the fire. As a child at 14 years old, what are your thoughts? Seriously. Because the details of this article here, this news headline, tells us how connected we are to a device. We feel like it's our breath. And if our breath leaving us and we are trying to hold it back, if it's going to leave, it's going to leave. That's one thing you can't even do anything about. My goodness. If you'd like to call me and share your comments, you can, because coming up at 7 o'clock will be my feature on Tina Turner. So I do have some great selections of hers that we will be playing this evening, and I just have her bio, and we'll just pay homage to her life and her work and her legacy. And oh my God, today I reflected on that horrible relationship she was in with Ike Turner. But if you want to, I'm here. The lines are open, 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. You can give me a call. Let me hear from you. It's my Tina Turner Music Thursday. So you stick and stay with me.
I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me, why?
914-600-4228.
You come to me.
What are your thoughts?
Give me everything I need.
The lengths people will go over a cell phone.
Give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams. Speak the language.
Good evening to you. Hello? Hello? Good evening.
A pleasant good evening to you, Lady D, and to my family in the chat and on the radio. How are you, Lady D?
I'm good, Pat. How you do?
I do good, you know. I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Okay, I like
It's a
that. I do good.
beautiful day out there.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It
The
is.
sky is blue. It's a perfect day out there. A little cool, but, you know, we're comfy. Thank God.
Of course. I'm so happy
Yes,
it's what it
yes.
is. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, I hate to interrupt my Tina Turner
No,
segment.
man, that's fine.
But I just want to chime in. Yeah, I just want to chime in, you know, on that 14-year-old who set that dorm afire and killed off all her classmates.
Yes.
Oh, it is just so sad, you know, when we hear these things, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason for her anger is it alleged that she was having an affair with an older man?
Yes.
And so, of course, pertinent information is in the phone. So she definitely needed to have her phone because I guess she didn't want anybody to get into her business.
Right.
But now it's all public knowledge. Her business is now, you know, on her for the whole world to see and to hear. Whatever she was hiding, it has now come to light. And it is just so sad, the wickedness. 19 young people just perished just like that. You know, the hearts of man is desperately wicked. People have no human compassion, no sympathy, no love, because for her to do something like that, oh my, and at 14, oh wow, oh wow, her life is finished. I just have deep sympathy and condolences to the families and the classmates, the teachers, the friends, and everyone who is left behind.
Everybody.
And more so her parents, her parents. How are they feeling knowing they have to carry this burden? You know, it is very, very sad. But
And then the thing is,
all we have to do is just
it is alleged that she threatened that she was going to torch the dorm. And so later
And she succeeded in doing what she did.
Yes. And
so
then
it's premeditated. So she planned it. That's what she wanted to do. So, you know, she carried out, she planned it, she executed it. And here is it, 19 young people. So, and you notice she didn't die, right?
Well, she got burned, but yet she didn't die.
No, she lived to tell the tale. She lived to tell the tale of exactly what she did and why she did what she did.
Evil.
But woe be unto her. Woe be unto her. She have something that's coming to her. Yes.
Good to hear
And
you,
I
Pat.
just want a big yes, I want a big condolence to my girl Tina Turner, her husband and her friends and family who she has left behind. Oh, she lived a good life. Oh, but the horror story, every time I hear her name mentioned, I remember what Ike did to her. But he also had a bad life himself.
Oh, indeed.
He watched his father being beaten by the white supremacists. Oh, Jesus. So you see how that behavior begets. You know what
and
he
that's
saw
another
happen to his
mental.
father.
That's another mental health breakdown there too, you know.
And he never got any help. He did not get any treatment for that. So that behavior, it spilled over into the relationship to hurt the person who really loved him and whom he also loved. Oh gosh.
Thanks,
We
Pat.
can see how this behavior carries on over. But anyway, it was nice talking with you, Lady D, and I'm listening. I'll be listening after the segment.
Thank
okay?
you. Yes, blessings.
All
Thanks
right.
so much.
Thank you for coming into our home. Yes. Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
I need you, my heart's on fire.
It is 7 o'clock. Of course, I'm inviting you to tune in. It's my Tina Turner segment. But before I do that, let me hop on over here and see who wants to talk to me. Good evening to you. It's Center Stage. How are you? Hello? Hello? All right, they have to give me a call back. Please give me a call back. I'm so happy. I'd just like to talk to you.
Give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams.
Stick and stay with me. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. A quick commercial break. I'll be right back. All righty.
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.
Good evening to you. Hello? Hello? Okay, then. All righty. Welcome back, everyone. 914-600-4228. I could hear you, but I don't know you couldn't hear me. It's 3 minutes after 7 o'clock, and of course, I just featured my Child Month about a young girl, 14 years old, who torched a dormitory and caused her peers to be burnt up in the fire over her cell phone being confiscated. I would say, you know, where are we heading? But then what can I... Good evening.
Good evening, Lady D.
Good evening to you, my dear heart. Yeah,
and
lady.
how are you and your whole family of friends and everyone listening to Lady D?
Yes, I think everyone is well, including Yam Lady.
Preparing for the big eat-out day coming up.
I'm not aware of that one. You're carrying me out?
Monday.
You're carrying me out?
If you want to come, let's go to Jamaica. We can go down to some eatable place where we enjoy nice, good food.
And we go put our foot in the ocean and let
In
sand.
the water.
And
Yes,
let sand
yes.
come between the toes. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yes, Lady D.
Yes,
with the kid there, that when I heard it the other evening, it just stunned me. I said, this cell phone thing is really getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And even listening 2 days ago where they're talking about the cell phone with with these young kids on these phones, it really, deep.
Yes.
And if you notice, even driving, the people crossing the street, they don't care about the cars coming. They're just into, as I said, down into the phone. They don't business with the life. It's whatever is on the phone.
Distraction.
Driving again, 2 car lengths will be before them. And if you don't blow your horn, you're stuck behind them because they are down into the phone in the vehicle.
Yes.
And it is really getting very sad. And to show how these young people's hearts are so cruel. Because if she meditated on what she was going to do.
Yes.
And she really carried it out. And not carried it out for herself. She's alive while the others are gone.
Yes, ma'am.
We will talk, Lady
All
D,
right, my
and
love.
have a blessed weekend.
You too, my young lady. Thank you.
All right.
All righty. Okay, 914-600-4228. Of course, I'm jumping over literally into my Tina Turner feature. So, of course, on the turntable, I have The Best. Which song is your favorite?
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild. You come to me, give me everything I need.
Good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening, Lady D.
Hey, sir. How are you? Evening.
Yeah, I'm fine, yes. About that young lady that did such an horrendous thing,
Yes.
I think the point that we're missing here, is about her state of mind and her being 14 years old, dealing with an older man and all of that. But it's not, the cell phone is not the issue here, I believe. I believe that the issue here is her mental state.
Which I
Okay,
which I
because
made
I don't
reference
think
to. I also said it's a mental problem.
If she didn't maybe burn, she would have probably did something, getting angry about anything and how she deal with her anger. And in a way, I think if she knew the result of what she did, she would have done it. If she put some thought to it, which she did, because she's very impulsive in terms of I'm angry, it's like a temper tantrum, a biggest form of temper tantrum, and that's the result of it, unfortunately. But her mental state is really what's questioned. Not so much the fact that her cell phone was taken away from her. That's what I'm picking up. You know?
Got you.
But then in the right proper way and things like that, and don't know how to handle their anger. I'm
Yes.
listening.
Thank you, Al. Appreciate it.
You come to me, give me everything I
Thanks for your comments. It's my Tina Turner feature.
give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams. Speak the language of love like you know what it means. And it can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. I'm stuck on your heart.
Good evening to you. You're in my Tina Turner segment. How are you?
Good evening. Well, let me say this lady Tina Turner is great, really great.
Mm-hmm.
On the other subject now, this 14-year-old doing what she did, there always seems to be a big problem in Guyana. Remember the story of Jim Jones? Take all those people out to that forested area and have so many of them killed.
Right.
Now we have this girl having a bunch of people killed.
Mm-hmm.
This is really a sad, very sad story.
It
I don't
is.
even know where to begin to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Such a
just
diabolical
leave it alone.
Yes.
All I can say is a bad story, real bad story.
Mm-hmm. Yes, MS, you're doing well. Thanks for your comment.
Good, okay.
All righty, blessings.
I'm going to go listen to Tina Turner.
Yes.
Tina Turner is great.
Indeed she is.
Okay.
Or was. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's Tina for you in her day. Oh my gosh. Well, I tell you what, she has lived her life, and she you know, there are just some people who they just place a seal on the world, and no matter what, you're not gonna forget them. So Tina Turner, she was born Anna Mae Bullock, November 26, 1939, and she died May 24th, 2023, was an American-born and naturalized Swiss singer. Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, she rose to prominence as the lead singer of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue before launching a successful career as a solo performer. Turner began her career with Ike Turner's Kings of Rhythm in 1957. Under the name Little Ann, she appeared on her first record, Box Top, in 1958. In 1960, she debuted as Tina Turner with the hit duet single A Fool in Love. The duo, Ike and Tina Turner, became one of the most formidable live acts in history. They released hits such as It's Gonna Work Out Fine, River Deep, Mountain High, Proud Mary, and Nut Bush City Limits before disbanding in 1976. In the 1980s, Turner launched one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Her 1984 multi-platinum album, Private Dancer, contained the hit song What's Love Got to Do With It?, which won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year and became her first and only #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100. Age 44, she was the oldest female solo artist to top the Hot 100. Her chart success continued with Better Be Good, To Me, Private Dancer, We Don't Need Another Hero, Thunderdome. Typical Male, The Best, I Don't Want to Fight, and Golden Eye. During her Break Every Rule World Tour in 1988, she set a then Guinness World Record for the largest paying audience, 180,000 for a solo performer. Better Be Good to Me.
Prisoner of your love, entangled in your web. Hot whispers in the night. I'm captured by your spell. Oh yes, I'm touched by this show of emotion. Should I be fractured by your lack of devotion? Should I? Should I? Oh, you better be good to me. That's how it's gotta be now. 'Cause I don't have no use for what you loosely call true. And you better be good to me. Yeah, better be good. Come on. Be good to me. I think it's all so right. And we don't need to fight. Stand face to face. And you present your case. Yes, I know. You keep telling me that you love me. And I really do want to believe. But did you think I'd just accept you? And blind faith, oh sure, baby. Anything to please you. But you better be good to me. That's how it's gotta be now. 'Cause I don't have the time for your overloaded lies. But you better be good to me. Yeah, you better be good. Be good to me. And I really don't see why it's so hard to be good to me. And you know, I don't understand why it's so plain that you can't be good to me. Why can't you be good to me? 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 Be good to me. 'Cause I don't have a use for what you loosely call the truth. And I don't have the time for your overloaded lies. So you better be good to me. Yeah, you better be good. Better be good to me. Better be good. 'Cause I don't have the time for your overloaded lies. And I don't have no use for what you loosely call the truth. And you better be good to me. Be good to me. Be good to me. Be good to me. 'Cause I don't have no use for what you loosely call the truth. And I don't have the time for your
Yeah, man, that's Tina Turner for you, man. The lady had a pair of legs. Anybody remember the legs? You can pull up any picture you want to. Tina had a pair of legs there, man.
I can't stand the rain against my window.
So I'll be back with that. You stick and stay in the background there, Tina, as I give them a little more scoop on you. Turner also acted in the films Tommy 1975 and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome 1985. In 1983, What's Love Got to Do with It? A biological film adapted from her autobiography. I, Tina, My Life Story was released. In 2009, Turner retired after completing her Tina 50th anniversary tour, which is the 15th highest grossing tour of the 2000s. In 2018, she became the subject of a jukebox musical, Tina. Having sold over 100 million records worldwide, Turner is one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. She received 12 Grammy Awards, which include 8 competitive awards, 3 Grammy Hall of Fame Awards, and a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. She was the first black artist and the first woman to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone ranked her among the 100 greatest artists of all time and the 100 greatest singers of all time. Turner has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and on the St. Louis Walk of Fame. She was twice inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Ike Turner in 1991 and as a solo artist in 2021. She was also a 2005 recipient of the Kennedy Center Honors and Woman of the Year Award. My featured artist posthumously, Tina Turner.
I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. Hey, window pane, tell me, do you remember how sweet it used to be? When we were together, everything was so grand. Now that we're parted, it's just the one sound that I just can't stand. I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. When we were together, everything was so grand. Now that we're parted, it's just one thing that I just can't stand. I can't stand the rain. I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. When we were together, everything was so grand. Yeah, now you got some sweet memories, but it's the one side that I just can't stand. I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window. It just keeps on haunting me. Hey, 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 get off of my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories.
Wow, you love that one, don't you? Yep, I got more, got more.
You must understand the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl opposites attract. It's physical, only logical. You must try to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you that I'm acting confused when you're close to me.
I'll resume shortly. It's 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good evening. It's Center Stage and my featured artist this evening. And, of course, a special feature is the late Tina Turner. Tina Turner passed away yesterday. And I'm telling you, she has really left us some great music. I mean, when you listen to them like this, you realize, oh, my God, the power of technology. It's like she's still here, wouldn't you say? And so I want to just say hello to everybody tuning in with me this evening here on the show Inside the Zone. Hi to the audience over there at Caribbean Vibes Radio. Good evening to you. And Touch FM Radio.
Someplace I've got cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase that fits. But whatever the reason, you do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? I've been taking on a new direction, but I have to say, I've been thinking about my own protection. It scares me to feel this way. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? What's got to do with it. What's love but a sweet old-fashioned notion? What's love got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Ooh, got to do with it.
What's love got to do with it? Well, ask yourself the question. But as I'm winding down with Tina's set here, Turner was born Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939 in Brownsville, Tennessee, the youngest daughter of Floyd Richard Bullock and his wife Zelma Priscilla née Curry. The family lived in the nearby rural unincorporated community of Nutbush, Tennessee, where her father worked as an overseer of the sharecroppers at Point Dexter farm on Highway 180. She later recalled picking cotton with her family at an early age when she participated in the PBS series African American Lives 2 with Henry Louis Gates Jr. He shared her genealogical DNA test estimates and traced her family timeline. Let me take you back. Good evening to you. Hello.
Hi, this is Shanika Sadler.
All right, Shanika, could you give me a quick call back, please?
Okay, I will do.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my interview is coming up in a minute.
Hold on to this true love, true love. Women who have made mistakes are a little afraid. They don't like taking chances. She will play the waiting game. She's never impressed by those manly advances. I know I've only just met you. Maybe I should know better. But when you look at me that way, there's something inside that's so right. I don't wanna lose you. And I don't even wanna say goodbye. Oh no. I just wanna hold on to this true love, true love. I don't wanna lose you. And I always wanna feel this way. Oh yeah. 'Cause every time I'm with you, I feel true love, true love, true love. Tell me you're real, you're not pretending. Let's make a deal, 'cause my heart's depending on you.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. This is Shanika Sadler.
Hey, Shanika Sadler, stay online with me. Don't go anywhere.
Say goodbye, oh no. I just wanna hold on to this true love, true love. I don't wanna lose you. And I always want.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for me to get into the segment Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. My guest this evening is Shanika Sadler. Shanika, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I am good. I'm here playing up a Tina Turner moment, so I'm fine.
I heard that. I was like, is that Tina? I love Tina Turner.
Yes, it's Tina. It's Tina. May her soul rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this evening is Shanika Sadler. She is a woman of God, a mom of 3, and a registered nurse with over 13 years of healthcare experience in various settings. She's a mentor, a motivator, CEO of VIP Healthcare Staffing Agency, the Purposepreneur Academy, and program director of the Boss Up Your Summer Youth Entrepreneurship Program. Her divine purpose through God is to help create future leaders that will create an impactful transformation for their communities, generations, and humanity. It's my pleasure welcoming you to my platform, Inside the Zone, with Lady D. Denise Gomez on Linkage Radio. Shanika, how you do? You want to say hi to anyone? Maybe you know a whole lot of people.
My dad still lives in New York, so he may be listening. So I want to say hi to Joseph Sadler, my mom, my dad, and to all the listeners that are listening.
Wonderful. Thank you, my dear. It's a pleasure having you. Shanika Sadler, BSN, RN, and CEO. Now, I must say you are the woman most parents wish their girls will become. How has that been journey for you? Because seriously, I read the short snippet that I asked of you and you gave it to me. And then I looked at your flyer and I said, oh boy, quite the accomplished young woman. And not only are you accomplished, but you'd like to bring others up. In my church, we are using the theme upliftment, because everybody needs to move from one level to the next. If you find that you're stagnant, then you need to do something. And sometimes you need people to help you to get to the next level. And that's exactly what you are doing. So to kick off our conversation, Shanika, I have to start out by saying that having read the last paragraph of the snippet, my divine purpose through God is to help to create future leaders that will create an impactful transformation for their communities, generations, and humanity. When did you make this discovery, my dear?
To be honest with you, I always knew there was something different about me. And, you asked me in the beginning, I'm, others' ideal daughter, but it didn't always start off like that. I had a very rough childhood. I had a very rough upbringing, but through everything, I always knew that there was something in me that I always wanted to give back. I really discovered this purpose through COVID. Through COVID, I lost my mom, and it was that time that I was shaken to my core, but still in that time, I was still helping others. Being a nurse, being on the front line, I was still helping others. So I discovered that for us to change the future, right? We want to change the future. We want to make it a better place. We have to cultivate our future leaders to be change agents, to want to see a different world, because our young ones are going to be the ones to be our future presidents, our future politicians, the future ones making the law, our future entrepreneurs and business owners that's going to show and project into the community. So I believe with this, my sole purpose, I believe if I can get you from your young and teach you how to not stay stagnant, and teach you how to walk and live in your purpose, when you are in your 30s or in your late 20s, you're going to be a game changer.
Well, I am so happy that you are on this mission, because we need people like you. I had a discussion just this week with a young woman, and after I started to talk to her and show her some pointers, things she didn't know that as a young girl she should know by now, but she didn't know. And I'm like, we need people like us to help to guide young people so that they will be the men and women of tomorrow. We use that term very loosely at times.
Yes.
But in order to really have the men in inverted commas and women of tomorrow, it's going to need that solid foundation, which is exactly what you are providing. So now you have 13 years of healthcare experience in, various settings. Can you share a little of that 13 for us? Because I know counting to 13 may seem a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot of years. So I started off as an LPN in 2008. I went to school in Rockland, Bossies. They had like back in those days, they had like the 10-month fast track program. So I went there. I graduated in 2009, and then I went back and I did my RN, and I graduated in 2011. I worked at Workman Circle. I think that's in the Bronx. I worked in long-term care. I worked in home care. I worked in the hospital. And then in 2020, I was able to transition out of nursing into full-time entrepreneurship. So I had a long stretch of healthcare experience. I miss it some days. I miss you helping someone that's not feeling well, and then it's like they feel well and they can go on with their life and be, and do what they have to do. But entrepreneurship is where I'm at right now. But I do miss nursing sometimes.
You miss nursing sometimes. I understand, because you like people. Yes. I think you genuinely
yes, I do.
like people, and that's your area. That's your gifting, and God has given that to you, and you're walking. You're walking in your purpose, my love. So again, keep going, keep going. Now, that beautiful flyer that you sent me, let's talk about Boss Up Your Summer Youth Entrepreneurship Program. Share the program with us.
Yes. So this is a vision that I had 3 years ago, and I still have the vision written down on my wall. So I had a vision that if I ever became an entrepreneur, if I ever had a certain level of success, I will come back to my community. I don't live in New York. I don't live in the Bronx, but I did grow up in the Bronx. And I will come back to my community to help, like you said, help others, young girls, young guys, to become entrepreneurs. So I was like, why not do it? What is stopping me, right? Why not do it? So I was speaking with someone, and I said, I want to do a summer program to help young girls and young guys become entrepreneurs. So I put this program together, and I said it's going to be a 6 weeks program, and we're just going to teach them how to become entrepreneurs. And the president of the program is for those individuals that don't want to go to college at this time, or don't have a desire to go to traditional education, or those that their family cannot afford traditional education, because sometimes you want to go to college, but the student loans, a lot of kids are afraid of student loans, and that's a genuine fear, right? I don't want to come out of college and have a mortgage payment even before I get a job.
Right.
But I know that there's something in me that brings to the marketplace, and I can use this to pay for my education. Or I can use this and change the trajectory of my family life. I said, where can I have this program, right? Where can I have this program? I said, I'm going to do it in my community. Because to be honest with you, Lady D, when I come back to the Bronx, when I travel to the Bronx, when I come look for my family, I feel sad a little bit. I feel like the community needs something, right?
Yes,
you said, there's young kids there, and they don't have any direction. They just need someone to come and say, hey, you're amazing, you're awesome. What is it that you want to do? How can I help you bring that purpose out of you and bring that purpose to fruition? So this program came out of my purpose and my divine God-given vision to say, hey, this is what you need to do for your community. I didn't know how it was going to be done, but for some reason, God has given me a vision team that I don't even, you called me yesterday, and I was so shocked. I know that's what God was doing.
Lord.
My vision team, yes, I was about to go. When you have a vision, you run with it.
Yes.
Don't think about the how and the why. God is going to put a vision team together to help you get that vision out. When there's a vision that's aligned with His will and His purpose for your life. So that's what I want to do for our community, for the young people in our community. I want to help them start businesses, or just to see another way of becoming successful if traditional secondary education is not their desired path.
Great. Now, when does it start, and what are some of the modules involved?
Okay, so it starts July 7th. It's July 7th to August 18th. It's every Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So they're going to learn how to write their business plan. They're going to learn sales and marketing. They're going to learn how to bring their product to the marketplace. They're going to learn how to build business credit. They're going to learn how to serve their community also, right? I don't want to create individuals that just want to make money. So now that you have made money, even if you don't make what you want, how can you use that money to serve your community? You have to involve your community. You have to learn how to give back. It's a principle of success.
Yes.
It's one of the gratitude and giving back and serving, and I feel like it's the number one principle of being successful. So I'm going to teach them all of that within the 6 weeks. I have a very good friend that he's great at sales and marketing. That's like his thing for the last 20 years. he's going to come in and teach them some of the sales and marketing class. And I have other colleagues that's going to help with mentoring. So after the initial 6, when we help them set up their foundation for their business, I don't just want to throw them to the wayside like the 6 weeks is over. We're going to mentor them for an extra 6 months, one-on-one. When, you know, things in their business may get hard, they may have questions, so they're going to get an additional 6 months of mentorship after the initial 6 weeks.
Wow, Shanika. Yeah. I tell you, you have come into the space at a very critical time, because there are a lot of young people who have gone through the school system. They either saw somebody's product that they liked and figured they could do it themselves, or there is an inner drive within them that they want somebody to help them to burst it open. So if they decide to make the move, like many of us have decided to launch out into the deep, as we say, but we have no tools, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps, we don't have it. So we jump in it and we start at number 5.
Yes.
And before you know it,
mentorship is very important.
Mentorship is critical. A lot of us are just simply winging it. We are winging it, and it's not working for some at all. So you are here at a time when this niche is ripe for you. And if parents are listening, which I've been encouraging people to listen to the show and to say, you know, I identify my child has a special gift for something in particular. Now, this is something that they should, grab, as we would say, take a hold of for their child, and for the young people who are already in the throes of business should take a hold of it. Now, you've given them the start time. It's free.
Yes, it's 100% free. Everything is funded through my business, through my,
Even that. I'm like, free. When I saw the flyer, I had to read. I said, oh, it's free. But there is a blessing, but there's a blessing to it. There's something God is going to open that door for you. So you have stepped into it by faith. It's going to work for you. Yeah. So be not, disheartened that I'm actually doing this thing free, but yes, you're doing it. So how can they contact you now? Because I want to see this work. I'd like to see it work and to see people having their, children signing up for it.
So they can contact me. The number to the program is 910-238-3585, or they can email me at shanika@ssuniversity.com. .info. So that's shanika@ssuniversity.info. There is a 500-word essay that the applicant has to submit. I do read it, and I do a Zoom interview with you, because I want to know why, right? Because I'm going to give you a spot that may be for someone else, so I need to make sure that this fits what you want to do. It's not. I don't want to say it's not. It's a real program. So I need to know that you're serious. So you have to write your essay, and I've gotten some beautiful essay that even was like, wow, And I read it through, and I got and then we set up, after I read your essay, then we set up a Zoom interview, and I get a Zoom interview with you, and I speak to you more about what you want to do, just to get a little background, so you can know who I am, so you can have trust in me, and it goes both ways, right? So you have to have trust in me to know that I can deliver, and I want you to know that I'm from your neighborhood. I don't live in the Bronx, but I live in Florida. But I want you to know that I grew up there. I went to Truman High School. I'm from your neighborhood, so I'm not someone coming from out of town.
Yes,
I know the neighborhood. So we do that also. So those are the steps in the process. And then after the Zoom interview, I will send out all of the the congratulations and all of the paperwork that you have to sign, and your first start date and where the location is and all of that.
That's
stuff.
right.
So it's a process, even though.
Great, great.
You have
Boss,
to do it right.
Do it right.
Yes.
Absolutely. You have to do your part. Boss Up Your Summer Youth Entrepreneurship Program. Remind them of the start date again.
It is July 7th. July 7th of this year. It's the first Friday, so it's every Friday until August 18th.
I'm
And then we're going to
excited.
have a big end of year celebration.
Hello. So I'm excited about
We have
it.
to celebrate them.
Yes, we have to celebrate
Yes,
them.
we-
So now that we've discussed about this program that you are on, I mean, you're an RN, right? You have a heart for people.
Yes.
And my next question to you is, of all the things that you're doing, what are you most passionate about?
I am passionate about helping people walk out and live in their purpose. For me, your purpose is going to suffice anything you go through, any hardship, any ups and downs, any happy moment. If you know your God-given purpose, you will live such a fulfilled life. This is my purpose, like helping kids. When I say kids because they're younger than me, helping young adults. This is like my true purpose. When I sit and I think about it, it fills my heart. It brings like tears to my eyes. It overwhelms me. It gives me like a peace. Right? So no matter like if you make 7 figures, 6 figures, no figures, I can do this because this is what I dream about. So I know that your purpose is so connected to you. So I want to help people live out their purpose. And I feel like when individuals are connected with their purpose, that their life will be so much smoother. They can be able to pour into others, and pour into themselves, and pour into their community. You know, so that's what I'm passionate about.
Yes. Well, I am just, in awe of what you're doing. Now, where are you from? Share a little bit. You say you're from the Bronx. You went to Truman. What else do we know about Shanika?
Yes. So I migrated here. Well, not by myself, but I migrated here when I was, 1992? It's been 21 years. When I was 8, I migrated here. My mom and my dad. My mom came here in 84. Then she came back for me and my siblings in Jamaica in 1992. So I came to the States. We always lived in the Bronx. We lived in White Plains Road. Now we live off Boston Road.
Okay.
And then after that, I moved to North Carolina. And then after that, I'm in Florida now. So I'm a Bronx girl.
No, you're a Bronx girl. And what was it like living in the Bronx at the time?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, well.
The Bronx was like... The Bronx was well, I got in a lot of trouble in high school. I think that's why I'm so passionate about, like, leading kids on the right path, right? So I got in a lot. I graduated on time, but I was just, it's either you're with one crowd or you're with the other crowd, and I choose the wrong crowd. But that doesn't say that you can't change your life, right? So living in the Bronx was like, it's so different now. It was really good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we never needed for anything. Boston Road, up that side of the area was like the prestige side of the Bronx back in the days. If you lived over there, it was like a mini suburb. So it was pretty good. My dad is a taxi driver. My mom was a nurse also. And my siblings. Yeah, so we had. I mean, even though I was a bad kid, my parents never had to pay for anything. I have to be honest about that.
You know what, Shanika?
If my dad is listening.
Well, it's so good to be honest because, sometimes people see us. I'll tell people some of the things I used to do and so on. And they're like, I don't see you doing that. I'm like, yes, that was a time, so it's so, you have to be authentic. You have to, no matter how molded you have gotten, and formed up and thing. But there was a time, which is why you're able to host this program and to identify some of the challenges, the character flaws that people have, and say, hey, I understand that, I know where you are. So go Miss Bronxy now in Florida. How is Florida today?
Rainy. Florida's weird. It rains like 5 minutes, like thunderstorm, then 10 minutes later the sun is out. But it's very nice. It's very beautiful. It's like a Jamaica. If you're from Jamaica, you love Florida, the tropics and stuff like that. But sometimes I miss New York. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss the Bronx. I do miss everything open in 24 hours. I do miss walking to Boston Road, getting something to eat, and just the vibe and the people always moving.
Yes.
So I do miss New York. I'm not gonna lie.
I understand.
I be fronting like I don't, but I do.
I know suburban life. And I'll go back to suburbia, but you still need to come down and connect every now and again.
Yes, definitely. You have to.
That's
you
the
have
feel.
You have to come down and connect. Yes,
That's the
definitely.
feel.
Suburban life it gets very boring very fast. Like sometimes you need your people to be like, I need a good laugh.
I know, because in your area you may not have it like that, right? The concentration of maybe West Indians or so. I'm not sure, but clearly you're not getting it. So you wish to walk the Bronx a little bit. So next steps as we're wrapping up. What are the next steps for Shanika Sadler?
So the next step is just to launch this program, and it's going to be very successful. I already know that. And the next step is to make this an annual program, just to make it an annual program. So that's the next step. That's just the next step. This is the focus. This is the baby. We're birthing it. This is the past program.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully next year we can have it in more cities. Yeah, so that's the next step. Next year we can have it in more cities, helping more kids, more teenagers. I keep on calling them kids, young adults.
Yes.
Find a path where, there wasn't a path for them.
Well, you have really sold the program here. Before I jump into our final segment, could you just reiterate about the date, time, name of the program, and who it's for?
Okay, so the name of the program is Boss Up Your Summer. It's a youth entrepreneurship program. It is for teenagers between the ages 17 and 19. I did initially make it for females, but it's for both males and females now. We're going to do both.
Okay.
The program starts, it's in the Bronx. The program starts July 7th. The length of the program is 6 weeks. It's every Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You have to be able to commit to the full 6 weeks. You cannot do 3 weeks and then be like, I can't do it. You have to commit. We need a commitment from you because you're taking up someone else's spot. To get in contact with me, it's 910-238-3585. That's 910-238-3585. Or you can email me at Shanika at ssuniversity.info. That's Shanika at ssuniversity.info. If you have any questions or if you would like to apply for the program, please try to apply by the end of June. Spots we only have about 6 spots left. So if this is something you're interested in, come on, let's change the trajectory of your future.
Yes, ma'am, because you as you admit that you were a troublesome child, and here you are today, very focused and centered. I like to use that word because when you're in the center, you're more laser focused. On the periphery, on the left and right, you can take a quick peek, but you know where you're going, right? So I'm kudos to you. Kudos to you. And if they want to ask me afterwards, because people may not know the spelling of your name, could you spell your first name for me? For their benefit.
Shanika. It's S as in Sam, H as in Henry, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy, E as in Egg, I as in Igloo, K as in Kite, and A as in Apple.
That's right. Okay. Now, let's get into the final segment, which is one of those pop quiz things I like to do with my guests. They're totally unprepared. Right?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So I'd like you to give me one-word answers only.
Okay.
Nursing.
The future.
I heard the before. People.
No. Passion.
Youth.
You said youth?
Youth.
Daily? I don't know.
No, youth as in youth, Y-O-U-T-H.
Y-O.
UTH as the youth for tomorrow. Youth.
Oh, youth. Oh, future.
Okay. Community.
Okay. Community. Purpose.
Entrepreneurship.
Bridging.
Family.
Family. This is like a quiz. It's like a nursing test.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to abundance.
Okay.
Abundance for family.
Life. Life. L-I-F-E. Life.
Birthright.
Okay. Education.
The beginning.
Mm-hmm. Purpose.
Driven.
And finally, Shanika Sadler.
Ooh, God's child. I know that's 2 words.
I don't know what it is about my guests, but when I have to ask that last question, everybody want to just drop in even 3-4 words. But yes, you're God's child. You're indeed God's child. You are a woman of God. You're on a mission to do what God has gifted you. And those who will be under that mantle of yours will be so blessed. So thank you, Shanika Sadler, for joining me this evening, BSN RN and CEO. It's a pleasure having you joining me this evening, and a lot of success for the summer program that starts in July.
Thank you so much. You have a
So
great evening.
as they
Thank you,
say
thank you,
in Jamaica, you're welcome, you're welcome. As they say, walk good.
Yes.
All right, take it easy.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. And I'm winding down. I gotta go. I hope you had a great evening with me this evening. I'd like to thank my callers who participated in the previous segment for Child Month. I appreciate you. Tina Turner on the table. It's Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. Touch FM Radio 90.1. Check out the YouTube channel Inside of the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. We'll be up and running this Saturday morning at 10 for Saturday morning running. I'd like to say thanks to everyone. Enjoy your weekend this weekend. And, you know, I like to show off that my weekend begins with you today because, you know, it's just what it is. I'm off on a Friday. Thank you, everyone. My YouTubers. How you doing over there? Thank you. I enjoyed being here with you this evening. Have a great weekend, everyone. And I'm now going to Galang up. May I come go on up, may I come go. Blessings to you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Kisses, everybody. I'm out.
Station.
They play the best music.
Number one. Best music.
New York, I introduce the best ice cream factory located in Mount Vernon, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Call and place your order at 914-699-1349. We also do delivery from 5 p.m.